Yeah, I can't even remember why we would have gone in to record just Bad Days.
No, there was some reason to do it. I guess I didn't consider Bad Days, the recording of that, to be necessarily connected with the rest of Clouds Taste Metallic. Because we did that recording in spring of 1994, and then went on Lollapalooza, did all that touring, went on the Candlebox tour for 3 months, and then started Clouds Taste Metallic in January of 95. So we had a whole year of existence and touring between those two, between Bad Days and the rest of Clouds. So even though it's on the record, to me, Bad Days really is a separate kind of entity from the rest of the record, in my mind, you know.
You know, the horn, the fake horn part, you know, we were something to do with the Richard Davies Moles connection. I remember us thinking we were starting to break into those type of arrangements where it wasn't just a distorted guitar or some freaky guitar. And I think that started, I think for me, it seemed like that began the seed of the idea that we're not going to stay a rock band. You were playing drums and Ronald was playing guitar, and you know, we had that thing going. It sort of seemed like we would have wanted to not be a rock band, but we probably would have just stayed a rock band forever. Maybe we still are, but it's but it seemed like, even though Clouds Taste Metallic, I think, is probably the most rock in a way that we've done. You know, I mean, it's like we felt like we got these sort of whimsical songs, but even more distorted and more rock. You know, I mean, I think Transmissions was rock, but we weren't that. I don't know. Maybe we just were trying to be tougher or something with Clouds Taste Metallic. I don't know, but it seemed like we couldn't have been more rock than that. I mean, psychiatric exploration of the fetus with needles. That's pretty
rock and roll.
Jung, 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 jung. Yeah, we quickly seemed like we went as far as we could go with that. It was very fresh at the beginning of Transmissions in the Satellite Heart, but by the end of Clouds Taste Metallic, even by our own standards, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it did lead, you know, through Zyreka. I mean, people don't realize that we were almost the next thing we did after Clouds Taste Metallic, even though it was Zyreka, was probably like Race for the Prize or something. Something at the very beginning of what would end up being the Soft Bulletin, but it was the start of Zyreka. While we were recording Clouds Taste Metallic, it's like it's 2 or 3 different sessions.
4 maybe, because we would do a couple of things and then go off and do something. I remember we went and did David Letterman, then came back, and we did a tour with Archers of Loaf and came back and did more stuff. It was
I see. Yeah.
Going for like 3 or 4 months with Dave Fredman.
So
the other big difference is that Transmissions was done with Keith Cleversley.
Yeah.
We did Bad Days with Keith, and then Clouds Taste Metallic was when Fredman was back with Fredman.
And the reason that we didn't use Dave Fridman is simply Dave just couldn't do it. So we were getting ready to record, and Dave couldn't do it, and Keith was an understudy of Dave Fridman, and that seemed good enough. You know, I don't think we had established in our mind that we were, you know, Dave and us were going to become this production team, you know, and so I don't think we had established that. I think we did after that with Zyreka and Soft Bulletin stuff, but I don't think back then we knew that, or Dave did, or none of us would have arrived at that. Dave probably wouldn't have even thought that, you know. But I think now it looks like what happened, you know. But it's like Keith was up there doing a lot of stuff with us. As much as Keith Cleversley would have been, you know, the understudy of Dave Fridman, I think at the time he just had he must have been on some drugs or something, because he just really had an urgency about him, and things wouldn't take very long to do.
Yeah.
Which I like that part of it. There was a lot of things that we didn't like about the way he did stuff, but that part I thought always helped us, that we kind of would get to the thing we wanted to do, and we could record it fairly quickly, and then we would muck around with all the overdubs forever and ever. But the initial thing, I thought he was really good at that. And I think even the way that Bad Day sounded was, I felt like kind of became a little bit of a curse, because we never played quite like that, though we were trying to, and we never played quite like that the rest of Clouds Taste Metallic. Without it being on there, it's like it's a great song. You know, it's one of our great songs. It's just to stumble upon that funny type of song, and it to be so skronky and rock and all that.
It definitely felt like we were taking the guitar band thing as far as we could take it. Like, something's gonna have to change after this.
Well,
You can only go so many layers of distorted guitar and effective guitars and this kind of guitar and that kind of guitar.
When we went in to do Clouds Taste Metallic, we had songs, or we were just like, here we go, we're gonna do something.
There were definitely some songs, yeah. I think you'd done a demo for Brainville.
There you go, yeah.
You'd done a demo, we had a demo of This Here Giraffe from like a year before. We had a demo of Evil Will Prevail that you and I had worked on. We had a demo for a few things. I definitely remember Evil Will Prevail.
Yeah.
I remember you had a demo of just you playing guitar for When You Smile.
When You Smile, yeah.
Yeah. Now a few were made up in the studio. I remember They Punctured My Yoke was strictly like made up at the studio. Yeah. But there were some demos.
Ship was like a jam.
Yeah. But we definitely went in with some songs that already existed. You know, you had some demos for and stuff. So definitely remember This Here Giraffe. That started out as just a drum beat, and then Michael put that bass line on it, and then we just made it a song from that. You know? And I had that for like a week. I just drive around listening to it, tripping out. The synthesizer played the woo.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't the bass.
The bass was the electric bass. Yeah. Do 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 do.
You started playing?
No, Ivans did that.
Oh, from the beginning?
Yeah, he did it. He came up with that line from the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's Ivan's line there.
Psychiatric Explorations. I thought we had bid that as a song.
I think you had a demo of just you playing electric guitar, unplugged electric guitar, just playing the chords and singing. Not all the lyrics were in place. But to answer your question, we had demos for a lot of the songs. Not all of them, but you know, there's a guy who got a headache.
Lightning Strikes the Postman with Ronald right there, I thought.
Yeah, because I think Ronald had that chord progression for Lightning Strikes the Postman, but that was made up in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas at the Zoo. No, I had a demo for Christmas at the Zoo
Oh, there you go.
from like a ways before that.
There you go.
Evil Prevail. You and I had traded a demo back and forth on that. Kim's Watermelon Gun. I'd done a demo for that was just the riff
Oh, yeah.
with nothing else. Yeah. Man, I don't know where any of that stuff is though. But Placebo Headwind. I can't remember if you had a demo for that or not.
When did we think that we're going to call it Clouds Taste Metallic? Was that before we make it? Is that during making it? Is that desperately at the end? I can't
It was one of
remember.
those things where we had like 3 or 4 of the songs and you had them on a cassette and you just wrote that on the cassette as like a
Oh, I see.
sort of just absurdist kind of title for like this collection of songs.
There you go. Okay, there you
Like,
go.
oh, that's a cool,
There you go.
soft little in, you know.
Even for us, we knew that we were doing kind of like heavy music, you know, the metallic, you know, Clouds Taste Metallic, like whatever that could imply or whatever. I think we knew we were kind of being like a heavy rock group, you know.